What's up? I'm Richard, and this is I Am Dumb. I Am Dumb is an acronym. That's DOBM, Diary of a Black Man. I'm a black man, and this is my diary. Today, I want to talk about tools. And actually, I want to talk about my grandfather and the way he taught me about how to get a job done. Growing up, I worked on houses a lot. My grandfathers on both sides of the family owned a lot of property. They were the type of men who would rather do work or have grandkids do work instead of outsourcing labor. So growing up, man, I learned a lot about, carpentry, or just the stuff it takes to keep a house up to code in order to rent the property out. My grandfather's a super impactful, super good dude, man. The one specifically that I'm talking about who raised me. Every time we're getting ready to do a job, he would go out to the garage. And in the garage, man, it's, tools on every wall, everywhere, right? And he'd go out and he'd select one here, and he'd look at it and he'd clean it, and he'd grab one from over there and grab this toolbox, and he'd set it all out and lay it all out, and then he'd look at a little book to see specifically for the job what else he needed. And if he didn't have what he needed right here, he'd figure out what it was and he'd write it down so that he could go get it before attempting to complete the job. Lately, I've been talking to a lot of people as we move the format, as we change the format of I Am Dumb, to make room for questions, for growth, for interaction between you guys, the listeners. And in our attempt to do so, I've been talking to a lot of guys who are like, hey, not do I just like the content, but man, I see the transition, Richard. I see when you were just excited about figuring out exactly what you're called and created to do. But these men are just like me in that after they figured it out, what they're supposed to do, the big question, the one that seems to be there in everyone is, how do I do it? Right? How do I get this door fixed? How do I fix this pipe that burst in the basement? The first thing we do, learn from my grandfather, is figure out what you need. What are the tools you need to get where you're going? In order to do that, you figure out all the different stuff you need, all the different stuff that you can possibly use. And then once you look at everything you could possibly use, you take two different things into account. And I learned this lesson from my grandfather once again. You take in account quality and fit, right? Quality and fit. Identify the tools that you need, and the way you figure out which tool is specific for you, not just tools that are usable. There's a million types of nails, million types of hammers and plywood and pipes, but for each job, for each individual situation, there's a tool that the combination of quality and fit is custom for you and your job, you and your work, you and your destiny, you and your goal, you and your growth. If we identify what it is we need, then look at them all the options out there, and we figure out which quality is specific, it's tailored to what I'm trying to do, and what fits my hands and my feet. See, a hammer that's big and heavy, man, my hands ain't that big. So it's a disservice for me to have this great $600 hammer that I can't hit with. That $2 one might be the perfect quality for my job and my hand. Next week, we're gonna look into fit. But I guess if there's a lesson today, the lesson today from I Am Dumb, it's that first, yeah, it's a struggle figuring out what it is we're trying to do out here, but the mature man, the man that's trying to mature, has kind of figured that stuff out. He's kind of identified where he's trying to go, and he's struggling with, how do I get it done? Well, man, woman, child, whoever's listening, the first step to that is identifying, right? Identify the tools you need. Identify the tools you need. Research them all. Check them all out. All your options. Look at them. And then find out the quality you need for your job, for your goal, for your journey, for your destiny. But either way, I'm just Richard. And I am certainly done, man. Check us out next week. Thursdays, 8 o'clock from now on. That's how we're rocking. Peace and love. I am done.